Hi, I'm Shelley, Tougas, Library Director, and this is our inaugural episode of Books Are Just the Beginning from the Hudson Area Public Library on River Channel. And Joan Bushman, adult librarian and our collection development expert, you are our debut guest, along with your little friend, Toothless.
That's because I'm also the reptile handler.
Yes, new job description
yes.
submitted. You started this reptile campaign maybe a couple of months ago, and it wasn't long after that a staff member is like, I have a bearded dragon to donate to the library. Like this was not planned.
It was perfect. No, it was not planned. It was just perfect. Fortuitous.
Okay, well, why? Why? Everybody who does know you knows you love animals.
Right. So I love animals of all kinds. And for the past few years, the library has had, as part of our summer reading program, a reptile program. And so we've learned a lot about reptiles, and a lot of staff members became fascinated with reptiles. And we saw how many children loved these reptile programs. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool if the library had a reptile all the time? So we did a little poll, and we asked employees, because at first we wanted to get a snake. And there were a lot of people who were like, I don't know about a snake. And so we did a little staff poll, and bearded dragon, leopard gecko, hognose snake, and the dragon and the geckos won the poll. And then, just so happened, an employee was willing to donate his.
So we have Toothless.
We do.
What's Toothless's story? And that is not an easy thing to say.
Toothless was not named by the library. He was named by his previous owner, and is named for the movie How to Train Your Dragon. There's a character named Toothless, a dragon named Toothless in there. And Toothless is a bearded dragon. So he lived with the employee for like 9 years. So Toothless is kind of an old man for bearded dragons. He lived with an employee, and this was a young man, and he lived in his bedroom. So he had a very quiet life. But now he is reborn at the Hudson Library.
Can we tell if he's happy about this or not?
You know, he's interested. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
He's interested in the people who come to see him. He, looks around. When he comes out, he's not aggressive. He is curious, I would say.
So some people call him like our mascot or ambassador, and like if he were a staff member, I would say he's our community engagement specialist.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The community is very engaged with him.
Yes, and the kids absolutely adore Toothless.
So did you just see him stick out his tongue
I
like
did.
that? So apparently I've not had a bearded dragon before, so I'm learning along with everybody else. But apparently they learn a lot of their sensing is in their tongue. So he sticks out his tongue to gather information about us. And his tongue is actually forked at the end, and there are apparently little places at the roof of his mouth where he can put his tongue. And that information goes right from his tongue to his brain.
He's a little camera shy today.
Yeah. He's just showing you his backside.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, there we are. So, Joan, you come to the building, you give him a bath, you wrap him in a towel, you rock him, walk around.
He does like his bath.
It's a little strange, but why don't you tell us about his eating habits? Because you come to work with food that I've never seen you eat before.
He eats salad. So Toothless has a varied diet. He loves fruit and veg. So every day he gets a nice fresh salad with greens, some kind of lettuce, or like collard greens. All the things that are like super healthy for us are super healthy. Well, not everything. He can't eat like avocados. There are definitely things that bearded dragons can't have. And we have a list next to his cage at the library, so we try to make sure we don't give him the wrong foods. But collard greens, his favorites, we have discovered, are green beans. He loves green beans. I'm sorry I forgot to bring a green bean here because I was going to show you him how he would eat one out of my hand. I break it into little pieces, and he just grabs them. He does kind of like being hand-fed.
Well, he's
getting spoiled.
getting a little spoiled, yes. But they do need, like, when we talked about a snake, part of it was you can feed them and it can be a few days. So
Right.
if we're closed, Toothless wants to eat every day. So
He can usually make it through Sunday. If I leave him something on Saturday, if I leave him plenty, he can make it through one day of closure. But
okay, so tell us how you're handling that, because I did say if you leave the library, you are taking Toothless with you.
well, somebody who loves him will take him, and maybe that somebody will be me. There are other people who love him too. So I took him home over the Christmas break when we were closed for 4 days. And then over New Year's break, I left him at the library, but a coworker and I took turns coming in because we weren't traveling or anything. So we would come in every day and feed him. I forgot to mention that in addition to salad, he also eats crickets and mealworms. So that's his
Yes.
protein.
I have to have a cricket budget.
do have to
so,
have a cricket
I'm
budget.
aware, yes. Crickets, we're not catching them ourselves. So,
No.
yeah, you do have to buy these.
It is possible to like grow your own crickets, but we're not going there. We might do mealworms though. That would be a great science activity for the children,
There you go.
right?
Well, speaking of science activity, when we talk about doing something kind of unique at the library, often my question is, okay, so what's the research say about why we do this?
I'm not sure what the research says, but common sense says that kids love it. And it's just, I mean, it's another learning experience for them. It's another reason to come in
Yeah.
to the library, another cool thing that they can see at the library. Yeah, I don't know. It's great. It's fun. It makes the library more than just books. It's education in
Is
a
it like
fun way.
Books are just the beginning?
Books are just the beginning of all the things that we do at the library. We have so much going on.
Yeah.
And he's just one of those special things. Maybe the most special of those.
Well, and I think
things,
we
but it
know
depends.
with all the kids we deal with that some are, I don't know if they're born this way, but books, I mean, they're just so hungry and for reading, for stories, for books, and other kids not. And
Right.
so getting them to fall in love with the library is
Right,
an entrance ramp to reading.
I mean, it helps parents, I'm sure, when they say, do you want to go to the library? And if the kid says, no, I don't want a book, they can be like, oh, well, Toothless is there. Remember, do you want to see the dragon? And they might be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then once they're there, like their initial reluctance to maybe get a book goes down.
I'll get a book about
About dragons.
about a dragon,
Exactly.
or geckos.
He kind of
or-
looks like a dinosaur.
Yes, he does, which is why I find him a little disturbing.
Shelley is not quite as fond, of handling. She's not interested in handling him. And that's true. I mean, there are definitely some people who don't like him, so we have to be really respectful when I'm walking around with him in the library. I try very much to ask people if they're interested in reptiles before I walk up to them.
And there are a lot of particularly school libraries, honestly, that have bearded dragons right now. They're sort of cut out for this, and some of that has to do with temperament,
Right.
right?
Right. They're pretty easygoing. They're pretty chill. So we have 2 other reptiles. We have 2 leopard geckos as well that were also rehomed. They're a little more skittish, and they're adorable too. And
Are they?
they are. They really are cute. Bindi and Bagheera are their names, and they're super cute. But they're just a little less outgoing. He's a little more likely to
Well, there are people
Interact.
who have collars, right, at libraries for their bearded dragon, and they walk them on a leash.
I do have a leash for him.
We do.
He's,
Oh, of course
he's-
we do.
He's had it. I bought the leash before I got him. I was so excited. It has little wings on it. I put it on him for the first time
Stay on
today,
your
and
end of the
he
table
did
there.
pretty well. So I hope at some point, yes, I am walking him around the library on a leash.
One step at a time here.
Yes, he's getting acclimated, like I was saying. He is enjoying it. He's doing really well, but we haven't done any particular like programming with him yet, but we might in the future. Like he could be part of story time.
Oh, right. I think kids will love that.
He's
And we're
doing
going to have a
something unusual.
reptile welcome party.
We're going to have a reptile welcome party sometime in February, where we will introduce all three of our reptiles. We'll have fun games and activities and things like that.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Joan and Toothless for being here with me today. You can come to the library and see Toothless and Joan, and also Toothless is getting his own Facebook page, so be sure to watch for that. Thanks for watching.